Welcome to the Golf Psychology Podcast with your mental game of golf expert, Dr. Patrick Cohn. Do you want to improve your mental game of golf? Then join us each week in Sessions with Doc.
Welcome to session number 186 of the Golf Psychology Podcast. Yes, you heard that right, 186. I'm Dr. Patrick Cohn, and in this session, I help a golfer who is struggling with the fear of three putting. Here's what John had to say. I'm having trouble allowing myself to make a free stroke on my first putt. I think it's from the fear of three putting. How do I learn to let the putter go with a free stroke without deceleration or off-center hits? Thanks for any advice you might share.
Want to rocket your mental game to new heights? Get Dr. Cohn's new CD and workbook program, The Golfer's Mental Edge. Visit peaksports.com for more details today.
John, I think this is the first session I've really talked about the fear of three putting, although I might have talked about it in 3 years ago. But in any event, more recently, I haven't talked about the fear of three putting. And it can be a problem for many golfers. And as you diagnosed, it doesn't allow you to make a free stroke. Okay, so the first issue, if you want to eliminate three putts, let's hold off on the fear of three putting and talk about eliminating three putts. I'm a big believer that most three putts are caused by poor distance control or poor speed control. Now, that can be from two different things, essentially. One is your touch isn't good, or it isn't good enough. Let's say you haven't practiced on that area where you can control your pace and your distance. Or secondly, you're over-controlling the stroke so much that you're not allowing your natural targeting mechanism, your ability to control that pace naturally come out. So let's address the first one. With my students, I'm often encouraging them to work on touch, touch, touch. That's how you're going to eliminate the three putts. But it's more than that. If you work on your touch and you feel very comfortable on the practice green with your distance control and your touch, then that transfers over to confidence on the golf course. Because I want my students to be able to stand over that 30-footer, that 40-footer, that 50-footer, and feel like, I got this. This is no problem. So part of your ambivalence or your fear about three putting may come from that your touch isn't honed or you don't practice touch in the right way to give you enough confidence so when you get on the golf course that you can just look and react. The other part about the fear of three putting when you're actually playing, I think, first of all, like I said, work on your touch more on the practice green so you can have more confidence with that on the golf course. Secondly, you should have a routine. As you know, your routine needs to focus on your plan, which means your line, the speed at which the ball is going to be rolling or you want the ball rolling, and also having a clear picture in your mind or visualization or a mental rehearsal of that plan and what you're doing. If you're entertaining any thoughts of three putting, what that tells me is you're immediately out of your routine, because obviously that shouldn't be part of your routine. So my other recommendation is make sure you work on your putting routine in that you're locked into what you want to have happen, which means in this case on your first putt, it's about locking in that good speed control or that good distance control. You can use your practice strokes to do that, obviously. But bottom line, once you get set up over the putt, you have to have the confidence and the trust in your stroke that I can roll this the proper distance, that this will be good if I make that free stroke. So try to think about the target instead of thinking about I need to make a perfect stroke that's going to control this 40-footer. Let your targeting, your natural targeting mechanism, or the target drive the stroke rather than you trying to make a stroke for a 40-footer, if that makes sense. Thanks for the question, and good luck with your game.
Thank you for listening to the Golf Psychology Podcast, Sessions with Doc. Do you have a mental game question for Dr. Cohn? Visit the #1 golf psychology website at www.peaksports.com